The band Tremonti, led by incredible guitarist, singer, and songwriter Mark Tremonti, has released 5 studio albums since their conception in 2011. During that time, the band has put out dozens of great songs like Giving Up, Tie the Noose, Dust, Bringer of War, Let That Be Us, Marching in Time, and about a million more. However, there's one song in particular by Tremonti that's criminally underrated. My name's Justin, and today on Countercultured, the best Tremonti song you've probably never heard of, until now. What is this mysterious song, you ask? We need to go back to 2014, when times were simpler. Tremonti was fresh off the release of their first album, All I Was, which was met with overwhelming critical praise. Shortly before returning to the studio to record the album Fortress with his other band, Alter Bridge, Tremonti dropped 2 non-album singles called All That I Got and Gone. While the former is a great song and probably worth a video of its own, today we're talking about the latter song. Let's break it down and figure out what makes it so great. It's quite a shame that this song never made it onto an album, as it's a fully fledged, completed track that more than meets Tremonti's high bar for excellence. Quite frankly, this is one of my favorite songs by any band, not just Tremonti. Gone is one of those rare songs that put a massive goofy smile on my face as soon as I heard it. I was in love with this song within seconds of it starting, and it baffled me that a song this good wasn't attached to any albums or movies or any other projects. So, where do we start? Well, it's the perfect tempo for headbanging, strolling around town, doing chores, basically anything. This starts in the drums and bass. Garrett Whitlock and Wolfgang Van Halen drive the pulse forward and are right in the pocket. The song is 3 minutes and 30 seconds, right in radio-friendly territory, and there are no structural surprises in this song, so it feels familiar and easy to grasp. However, each section is distinct and provides enough variation to give the song a lot of life. It's one of those tracks that just feels right. Everything is in its place, and there's no feasible way it could be improved upon. It's the kind of song that just makes you grin whenever you hear it because of its infectious energy and buoyant instrumentals. Speaking of instrumentals, let's talk about the awesome guitar riff around which the song is built. Tremonti proves that with this song and many others, riff-based music is far from dead. And I'm all for it. Gone has a great guitar riff, and it's a little complicated if you don't know music theory, so let me explain. While the song is in 4/4, the riff is structured around a 4/3 polyrhythm played as dotted eighth notes. So it almost feels like 2 separate tempi are happening at once. And I know I sound pretentious because I just said tempi, but bear with me. Essentially, this means that for every 3 beats, there are 4 dotted eighth notes. For this riff, the polyrhythm starts on the downbeat, and chords are played on every 3rd 16th note. The riff repeats the polyrhythm twice, taking up the first 6 beats of the phrase. For the last 2, every instrument plays straight 16th notes to help stabilize the tempo. Then the whole phrase repeats, but during the final 2 beats of the second repetition, the 16th notes are replaced by 16th note triplets or sextuplets. This is like a shot of adrenaline into the music, and it adds just enough variation to keep the riff from sounding boring. Once into the verse, the instruments ease back but maintain the same rhythmic structure, outlining 4/3 polyrhythms at the start of every 2 measures. This idea is repeated dozens of times throughout the song, but it never becomes stale or uninteresting, for 2 reasons. The first of which is the number of small variations added to the pattern throughout each chorus. Each instrument changes things slightly each time, so you never know what to expect. The second reason is due to the nature of polyrhythms themselves. They go hand in hand with another musical concept, syncopation, which is the act of placing rhythmic stress on weak and/or offbeats. The combination of these 2 creates motion and energy within music, which is prevalent in Gone. There aren't many Tremonti songs that you can unironically dance to, but this one may just fit the bill. And before we move on, if you're enjoying this video, let me know by giving it a thumbs up. It helps spread the video to a lot more people who might enjoy it, and it helps this channel out a ton. Another point worth mentioning is the song's key. With the equal tempered system of tuning, the key of a song is flexible and sometimes just arbitrary. Most instruments can easily play in any key, and songs will sound pretty similar no matter what key you choose. However, as with many rock musicians, Tremonti's approach to music factors in timbre in addition to pitch, and therefore the key of his songs becomes very important. Gone is in the key of B, which is a great key for Mark's vocal range. During the verses, he stays in his lower mid-chest voice, where he's got a lot of warmth and character without losing power and grit. Then in the choruses, he jumps up to his upper mid-chest voice. While he doesn't ever reach the top of his range, the chorus still has a lot of bite to it, and the tessitura changes enough to feel like a distinct, separate section. Additionally, Mark has his guitar tuned to drop B, which gives the song a rich, beefy sound. It's down there in the basement, and it'll rattle your bones if you listen to it with bass-boosted headphones. The lowest pitches of this song are almost indiscernible with his heavy distortion, but not quite. Tremonti knows how to ride the line between muddy and grungy by choosing his keys and his guitar sounds very carefully. The benefit of using low guitar sounds, besides just creating new territory for riff writing, is that it creates more sonic space within the song. Tremonti has a mid-range voice that blends a little too well with the pitch collection of standard guitar tuning, and because of that, it can actually get lost in the mix. But by tuning his guitar below that, it opens up a lot more room for his voice in the mix, and high-pitched melodies from the guitar or from high vocals will balance better on top. This is a common trait in most of Mark's songwriting, and Gone encapsulates it flawlessly. Now, if I had to nitpick one thing about this song, it would be the lyrics. They're not bad, but they just don't stand out compared to Tremonti's most lyrically artistic songs. I find them to be a little vague, and there's no clear indication as to their meaning when you look online. My guess is that the lyrics are why this song never made it onto an album, as I feel it doesn't match the subject matter of Cauterize or Dust, both of the albums that came out around the time that Gone was released. However, I like the overall vibe that the lyrics give off, and how the actual syllables sound within the vocal melody. It feels good to listen to, even if I might be missing the context behind the song. Who knows, maybe there's an obvious explanation and I'm just missing it. No matter what, I absolutely love this song, and if I ever get the chance to interview Mark someday, it's on my list for both praise and discussion. More people need to know and appreciate this song, as it represents some of the best of what Tremonti has to offer. But now I gotta know, what's your favorite Tremonti song? Leave your answer in the comments below. Click right here if you want to watch an awesome drum cover that I recorded of Tremonti's song The Cage. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time right here on Countercultured.